Mr. Rusty was reading a book. Very interesting, that. Yes, very interesting. What's that? Said Florence. A book, said Mr. Rusty. I found it in an old junk shop, and it's very interesting. You have a look. So Florence did. It's all about magic jugs and bottles. Oh, yes, said Florence. Very interesting. Course, I don't believe it, said Mr. Rusty. Why? Said Florence. Oh, you asked me that a bit suddenly, said Mr. Rusty. I'm not sure why. Florence called Zebedee. Hello all, he said. Have a read of that book, said Mr. Rusty. So Zebedee read it. Thoroughly. Do you think it's true? Said Florence. Well, anything's possible, said Zebedee. And Florence became very excited. Careful, said Zebedee. I bought something else, said Mr. Rusty. But they were so busy getting excited about reading about magic pots and things, they didn't see Mr. Rusty's other bargain. Until it had arrived. Amongst them. I told you, said Zebedee. I do, said the pot. I'm a pot. We can see that, said Zebedee, but what sort of pot? A talking pot, said Mr. Rusty. I foresee a little trouble, said Zebedee. No need to be like that, said the pot. Oh dear, said Zebedee. Now don't worry, said Florence. I'll go and look for it. Yes, well, that's what I'm worried about, said Zebedee. What was that whooshing noise? I heard a whooshing noise. I hate a whooshing noise. Did you hear a whooshing noise? No, said Florence. Ears bad? Certainly not. Oh, and I don't think it's nice to imply that I'm hearing things. I wasn't. I am renowned for my observation and hearing. Oh! How do, said the pot. How do? What is it? Hissed Dougal. I'm glad you asked me that, said the pot. I am a magic pot, with magic spots, and unless you do as you're told, you'll cop it. All right? No, it is very far from all right, said Dougal. You are an uninvited pot. Don't be like that, lad, said the pot. You don't want to upset me, do you? It's a matter of supreme indifference to us, they said. And then they wished they hadn't. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What have you done? Said Dougal. Yes, yes, what? Said Florence. I warned you, said the pot. Come back at once, said Dougal. Zebedee arrived. Are you going to change them back? He asked. No, said the pot. Oh, said Zebedee, then you'll have to go. And he went to see what he could do. Oops, try again. Florence and Dougal felt very strange, and Dougal had to have some sugar to calm his shattered nerves. I've never been a flower before, said Florence, and Zebedee said she was lucky not to be a flower still. Have a piece of sugar, said Florence. It always seems to help Dougal. Here you are. Watch it, said Dougal. An elephant never forgets, you know. Now, what was I trying to remember, said Zebedee. Oh, yes, time for bed.